he said several things, including the fact that the North will not vote for you, Peter Obi, that they would rather vote for a Northern candidate. He also talked about the fact that the Southeast has problems, in quotes, such that the North will not be voting for a person from the Southeast. What's your take on that?
Well, the comments from my respected elder brother, Kwankwaso, is the reason why we have 100 million Nigerians living in poverty. The reason why we have 18 million Nigerian children out of school. It is the reason why we have over 55% of Nigerians under unemployment ladder. It's the reason why we have all the problems, why Nigeria is insecure. Because rather than vote for competence, we will choose to vote for incompetence based on a primitive consideration of ethnicity and religion. Tell me, today you can't travel from Abuja to Kaduna by air, by road, by train. Is it because somebody from the Southeast is in charge? You can't travel from Abuja to Minna by road. Is it because somebody from the Southeast is in charge? Yesterday we had an attack by bandits on the presidential convoy in Katsina. Is it because the president from Southeast is in charge? Show me where you can buy food cheaper, you have uninterrupted electricity, or people are prospering in the north because the northerners are in power, in the southwest because they are in power, and in the southeast. What we've chosen to do in this country, we will consistently hire vehicle drivers to fly the Nigerian aeroplane instead of hiring qualified pilots. My commitment is, let us campaign and deal with the issue of the problems of the country. There's a lot of problems besieging this country. If you don't know today, this country will soon default in their debt service. Now we'll be rated junk status. That's what should be preoccupying us now. So our schools, universities are shut down, and we're talking about who will vote for. Let's deal with the issues. This election will not be based on my turn. It will not be based on ethnicity. It will not be based on religion. It will be based on the Nigerian agenda to save this Nigeria. Nigeria is in coma. And you need a specialist. And that is what I'm offering. To save his life or he will die. It is not about whether this person. I'm appealing to people to vote to save Nigeria. And to save Nigeria is to hire the best. I don't want people to vote for me because I'm from the Southeast. I don't want people to vote for me because I'm from South-South, or I'm from Southwest, or Northwest, or Northeast, or North Central. I want them to vote for P2B because he's a Nigerian who is competent to start pulling Nigeria out of the mess it is today.
He also said that, the Igbos are on the lower ladder of Nigerian politics. I mean, we keep hearing that word. In fact, when we had the spokesperson of the NNPP, somebody that did speak on behalf of the NNPP yesterday, I think a couple of days ago, if my memory serves me right, that's Alhaji Buba Galadima, he equally enunciated, those views that, no, it must be the Igbos that, it's on Monday. Yeah, thank you so much. That the Igbos should be the one to be vice presidential candidate. So tell us about everything about this, NNPP partnership and everything. Is it still working or is it dead on arrival?
Well, I'm not going to talk about the alliance because maybe some people are talking about alliance, but I want to look at their comments. Often at time, you see, You work here. Often at time we tend to neglect those on the lower ladder. They might be the solution. They might be the solution. And those comments are comments that should not be on the table today because we have a problem. My candidacy is actually meant to solve those problems, to stop referring those who are higher ladder, because, okay, those who are higher ladder have brought us where we are. Maybe we need those on the lower ladder to be able to deal with it. And that's what, even his comment, let me take about Galadima's comment, which you said. He said, I am competent to be the vice president because of my knowledge of the economy. Let me tell you, Nigerian problem is the economy. So why do you want somebody who has knowledge of what the problem is to be vice? That is what I'm saying. You want to use the people who should be on reserve bench to start the match when, no. He mentioned that I have the knowledge. The Nigerian problem is the economy. It is the economy because people don't have job, because people don't have means of livelihood, you push them into criminality, into agitation, into all sorts of problems we're facing today. And that is what I'm saying, that I have the knowledge to start pulling these people out of poverty. My candidacy and the team I want to assemble, young, sharp people will start mitigating the dangers we're facing today. I will start dealing with cutting costs in order to be able to pull Nigerians out of poverty, to be able to reduce. Go and look at the world. So it is actually what is telling you what Buba Galadima said. I would say is Peter Obi is qualified to be vice president. Everybody have said it, not just Buba Galadima. You've heard other people like Chief Servant in Niger said, everybody said he's competent. But what is the problem of Nigeria? Economic problem.
Right, so I know you're raring to get to the issues, but unfortunately identity politics is still an issue in this country. So I do also have to raise comments made by Alhaji Mahdi Shehu, chairman of the Dialogue Group, on another show on the Arise News Network, where he said that during your time as governor of Anambra, you wanted northerners working in Anambra to wear a badge of identification. Frankly, that sounds like something out of Nazi Germany, where Jews had to wear a yellow badge, and that it was only until the intervention of Senator Rabiu Kwakwanso that you then backed down from that idea. He also raised this issue that was trending on social media, an allegation that your son was the person pictured who was dressed in Biafran attire standing on the Nigerian flag. I'd like you to address those two issues.
Well, I will even add that he mentioned the issue of my sponsoring IPOB. Let me tell you, I've said it. One, go and check the records and check his facts. I've never been involved in sponsoring any agitation, be it IPOB or anyone. I've never. In 2017, which I'm sure you referred, I made a comment. I said, IPOB and all other agitations are as a result of leadership failure over the years that failed to address the critical areas of development. So it was the creation of the things were a creation of government. And I can say today that if I'm in power, I would deal decisively with all agitations through dialogue and through proper leadership. And when I finish that, if there are remnants of criminality in it, I deal with it decisively. That's what is happening everywhere. I followed issue of agitations globally. I do things with studies, and it can be dealt with. On issue of badge and identification, it's a lie. It never happened. And let me tell you, throughout the time I was governor, Kwankwaso never visited me. I can't remember. I probably haven't met Kwankwaso until maybe, I don't know. There are people I met maybe after I became governor or not close to him. You know, it's somebody that I see as a senior brother, respect me, but he never visited me as a governor or intervened on anything. And to tell you why it's a lie, all the commissioners that sat with me throughout the time I was in office are from the north. I never had the privilege of having any commissioner from southwest, south. They are all from the north. Can show you 6 of them. From John Haruna to Nasaba. Most of them, if I told them I'm from Kanu, my ADC, Mohammed, is from Kanu. So who will I give the order? Will I give them an order to go and deal with their own people? No, every other person calls his brother, or his sister, or his mother, listen to be his ADC. My ADC is from Kanu, and we remain close to today. Very, very close. You can go and ask him. I'm not somebody who asks that. On the issue of my son, it is not my son. My son is a professional who is consumed by his... Yeah, let me tell you, I just came back from London. I can't even see my son. He's consumed by her work. He will tell me that, listen, Dad, I like, oh, how are you? How is politics? How is your campaign? I like what you're doing. To me, I can exchange my messages with my son. My son will tell you, listen, Dad, I don't have time for this. I did this and this. I've stayed in a week in New York. I could not see my son because he was busy doing what he's doing. Okay. So he doesn't have time for that. That thing happened in Germany. My son doesn't live in Germany. He lives in the UK.
Okay.
And he's consumed by his work.
Okay.
And I want Alhaji, I can tell him, I'll bet any amount for anybody to prove or say that is my son. He's shorter. He's listen, so.
Okay. So let's go to some key issues. Social media was agog yesterday that you had a vice presidential candidate already, Yusuf Datti Baba Ahmed. I mean, what's your take on that? What's your take on vice presidential candidates? And also, I'd like to ask you, since you're speaking about the issues, you were in Morocco at some point, you were in Egypt, you say you're going to study the power sector. A lot of people are saying, why don't you talk to the stakeholders here? That shows that you're not prepared for this job when you're going around to study.
Okay, well, two things. The issue of vice presidential candidates, we're talking to quite a number of people. And, Datti that they mentioned is very qualified. I wish he's the one, because what am I trying to do? Is people like him that actually would like to work with. One, I wish I can work with somebody who is much younger, because we need to start lowering these barriers of this and bring younger people with fresh ideas, with have something to offer, than just keep recycling this ourselves and claiming we have been there too for several times, or is our turn, or is our children. No. We need to start dealing with. So that we're talking to, and we will announce it as soon as we're ready, and which will be very soon. On issue.
So are you confirming? You're confirming that you're speaking to Datti and other aspirants?
There's quite a number of people who are speaking.
Datti might be the person because he's...
Look at what I said. I said, I wish he's the one. He's qualified.
Okay, you wish he's the one.
Yes.
So you have a soft spot for him.
Yeah, of course, and a few others, I want somebody who is competent. We need to. I said I'm building a team.
Okay.
I'm building a team. That team has to be a team that is formidable, a team that cannot take, even from me as president, anything. I want to assemble the type of team I had in Anambra State, and I said to them from day one, if you agree with me in 3 meetings, you go. That means you don't have your own idea. I want those who can look at my face and say, Mr. President, you're wrong. And you're wrong. Because I don't know everything.
And
I want to learn.
That deal for you. That Yusuf Datti Baba.
Oh yes, of course. If I want people that can come in there and say to me, like, oh, you're wrong, you can't do this. Because that's what we need. We need to save this country. And you can only do that with the team. On issue of my traveling, let me tell you, leadership